Up there it goes.
Yeah.
Let everyone know they're being recorded. Everyone, you're being recorded. There you go. That's our disclaimer. Okay, so I think today we were going to review the Topaz device. Everybody has them, right? They're nice little things you plug into the your desktop, and they work really well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So give me a second. That's it. And I believe we are here. Here. Hopefully this isn't anything new to anybody. But what usually happens, and this will work with any of your locations, so it really doesn't matter. But if we want to pick on somebody, I'm going to just use an example using the guest card, so I don't mess up a real record. But obviously, on your form down here at the bottom where it says, are you ready to sign? We're going to change that to yes. So we're going to go ahead and edit intake form. Obviously, you can do this when you're doing your recertifications. And then you're going to say, are you ready to sign? And when you say yes, you'll see this nice little button that says Topaz device. So if you have it plugged in and you're ready to go, oh, that's more people coming in. Make sure they get in. At all.
I guess I should try and fix myself up.
So what, as I was saying, as you come in, you hit the Topaz device button. And what that'll do is once you click on that, wait a minute. There we go. It'll come up and give you the box. I think I double clicked. Should be there. There it comes. And then obviously you sign with the pen that's attached. And then of course, if you don't like it, you can go ahead and clear it and then do it again. If they decide they didn't like it at all, you can stop it and just cancel it, and it'll tell you that the user canceled it. Or you can go ahead and click on the green check mark. And when you do, it will bring that box and say, this is what we're going to sign. So you can either click on the update button, which will put it in the sign box, or you can click the reset button, start the whole process again. So if I click on update, do you mind if I put my signature on this record?
No, please do.
All right, so when I hit update, it puts my box right there. And obviously, you still have to update the record, so you're going to click on update. And now when you view the form, it's going to have the signature on the bottom. And as you know, a few weeks ago, or several weeks ago, we changed the report to show the signature if you have one on the report, so that signature shows when you run your units of service.
Fantastic. So that signature then shows up whenever we have units, and this will count as the signature that the state wants us to have, that indicates. So that seems pretty cut and dry. Ladies, anybody have any questions, comments, concerns on what they've just seen?
Got one question. We were talking about the daily sign in whenever we first started talking about this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So every time they hit done, do we have to worry about that, whether it's front end or back end, or because once it's on their signature, it doesn't matter?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, to the point, and I think your question is, does this basically eliminate us from having to do it? And you still are going to have to make sure that if they logged in, that you have the right stuff there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't have 15 people who just clicked it and then only 10 who actually showed up. So, you know, it's, and I guess, Paul, you know, because we've got some centers who actually have the device, most of them are using the back end. For your entities who use the Topaz device, the other senior centers that you use that, do they ever talk about the processes that they use with the multiple activities that they have going on and making sure without having extra sign-in sheets or check-in sheets?
No, I haven't really heard much from them about it. Obviously we have it deployed in San Antonio, I believe East Baton Rouge, and can't remember the other one. But they do this, they're doing it similar to what you're doing. They're capturing the signature either when they first sign someone up or when they do their recertification. So the way they feel is that they're gathering the info that they need from the active membership. Once that's done, they have that on, you know, whether it's the grantor that comes in or the auditor comes in, they're able to just have them sit at a desktop and pull up what they need. And then, of course, obviously, you can always print the record. But as far as how they reconcile, I've never really had a large discussion about that.
Okay.
I don't know if that
So-
really answered your question other than that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, and I think that it is. So I think, ladies, that's going to be the, and it's going to be up to you. The ad's not going to dictate what that is. But if we are asked, how do they reconcile it? If the state happens to, at some point become very knowledgeable about these systems that we use, and right now they're not, they wouldn't otherwise know. But in the event that they do ask, hey, we see, that the signatures are on the initial intake, how do you verify that, the number of people who are logging into the touchscreen are actually doing that? I think honestly, for our sites who don't actually have the touch screens, they're probably not going to see too much change because they don't have a touch screen to enter that information in, so they're going to have to capture it one way or another. But it definitely eliminates you guys having to send us signature pages. We'll probably just need you to develop, if you don't already, a policy that indicates how you'll do that. And then that would just be the policy that you would reference. Hey, this is the policy. This is how we ensure that, the units being recorded are participants participating in that particular activity. So in saying that, do you guys have that written anywhere?
We say that they check in by the kiosk. I do have it kind of written that they do their attendance. Yeah. I can write emails, but.
Yeah, so I think that probably, especially for those of you who have the touch screen. So, and I'm just looking to see who's on here. Renee, Diane, Marcia, Jess.
What we do at Campbell County is they sign in at the touchscreen, but when it's a Title III class, they also sign a sign-in sheet. So we can check both of them. Yes, they signed this and they did the touchscreen.
Okay, so you still have your sign-in sheets. So I'm hoping that it doesn't, it could be just a, hey, let's do a real quick head count. We have 5 people here. We've got 15 people that signed in. Let's make sure that we have 15. So I don't know what's the best way for you guys to be able to do that. But we definitely want you to be able to use this because I now don't need to ask you for anything. I can just simply go into the system and pull what we need and send it on to the state. So it definitely helps during the monitoring time. I would also venture to say that once you get the signature on there, again, make sure that it's legible. I think that was the agreement that we all had. If we were going to use this, it needs to be something that we can actually understand that it is, I mean, Paul used a good example there. It's kind of a crappy signature. We'll ask for something a little bit better so that we know that, we could actually connect that signature to a name. Keeping in mind that we do have some individuals that have some issues with their hands. And at that point, we'll make some accommodations. I understand that's going to happen. But I think that, and you guys can always give Kelly and I a call if you do have some extra questions about it. We're just really hoping that this is going to help eliminate a little bit of work for you. I don't know if it will, but that's my hope.
How soon do you want us to implement this?
Paul, it's ready to go now, correct? As soon as they put the Topaz device in there?
Yes, be sure if you're doing it yourself, you have to follow the instruction. You have to download two basically plugins that work with the system. But one is to work with your computer, the other one is to make it work in Google or I don't know what browser you use, Google, Firefox, but it's very clear instructions. If you have any questions, obviously you can call us. We'll be more than happy to walk you through it.
Okay, so I haven't actually opened the box up. Have any of you guys opened up the box yet?
Yeah, I opened it to make sure that we had a port that it would fit in.
Okay.
Yeah, but they send a nice little instructions on where to go to pull it down. Everybody does part one. Everybody forgets to scroll up and do part two. Well, I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people. So there's two things you have to do. So one is the first one is you download, and that puts the driver on the computer. And then you scroll down and you download the plugin, which goes to the web browser. So it is two definitely steps, but we find that when it's not working, they've only did one half the install.
Okay.
And of course, it doesn't help you. The computer recognizes it, but the web browser doesn't, and there's no, it doesn't give you an error or anything. It'll just say, oh, I can't, I don't see the device, but it doesn't tell you that you didn't put in the plugin. So I'll just give you that fair warning.
Paul, not to be an idiot, but are you able to actually share your screen and show us those two steps? Or do you think we're gonna have any trouble?
I don't think you're going to have any trouble. I don't know if I can download it again, but I can show you on my download directory. One is called the OXC Win, and the other one is called Sig Plus Lite. And perhaps maybe I can go to the website and it'll show that to you. Hold on a second. That's a great idea, really. Let's see.
Paul, is this something that if systems require IT approval that they may not be able to do it or have access to do?
It is an install, so that may be true. But normally plugins will go ahead and process without having to have what they call administrator rights.
Okay.
So here you go. When you come to the website, it'll tell you required steps. Required steps number one is to download right here. So you're just right click and you would hit it tells you just to do right click and download, and then you have to come down here and do this one. So, and if you want to go ahead and install it for your office, if you want to go that far, you can do that too. But you have to do both of these. So you do the Sig Plus and you do the, oh, I'm sorry. You want to do that, did I? And then you want to do the download for the Acrobat. So there are the two. And again, if you have any trouble, please call us. We'll be more than happy to help you.
Diana, seem easy enough?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely. And yes, I did download the Office one for me too, so I can use it for whenever I need to, but that's just a little added bonus.
Jessica, you had asked earlier if we needed to get you guys another one. I guess the main question, since it's done here at the intake, I'm assuming that all your intake, whether they're coming in for the wellness programs or the regular senior center activities, your enrollment is still done through one process, correct? You're not
yeah.
doing
Right now, it's just me. We just did hire a assistant, so eventually she'll be helping in doing the enrollments also.
Okay. So to answer your question, or whoever asked that question about how quickly do we need to start doing this, we need to start doing this on your next enrollment and then upon recert.
Okay.
So
Sounds
I
good.
understand. Yeah, so I understand it's not going to be a, you know, unless you wanted to just go ahead and get everybody to come in and do it all at the same time and then it's there. But I'm not going to ask you to do that. It just makes sense to be able to do it either upon initial assessment or upon that recert.
So that makes sense.
Dana, I know you guys like to get stuff done. So if you do want to just have everybody line up and say, hey, come here, we're adding the signature to it, we appreciate it. You're not going to hurt my feelings on that either, but just know it's not an expectation.
Thanks.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything?
Anything else?
Awesome.
Well, it was great seeing everybody again today. I hope everything's going well. Spring has sprung, and I hope you guys have a great summer. And obviously, as I said before, if you run into any roadblocks or if you have any headaches, give us a call. We'll share it with you, and we'll do our best to work you through it.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Paul recorded this. He'll be sending it over to me. We're going to post this on our website. So you guys can go. I'll make sure that I send you links as to where it is. If it's small enough, I'll send it to you electronically, but I don't think that it might not be. So I may just need to post it there, but you will have a reference just in case you forgot something.
Right.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
All right, well, I
Appreciate it.
appreciate everybody's time, and have a great afternoon, and I'll send this over in a little bit.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Bye,
Shannon.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.